Spring is here, the leaves are coming out, sometimes the sun is shining. It's time for a pastoral piece, and we're going to sing My Shepherd is the Living Lord to the wonderful setting by Thomas Clarke. Welcome back everyone, and I'd like to especially welcome anyone taking part here for the first time. Psalm 23 is best known to us as the version from the Scottish Psalter of 1650, The Lord is my shepherd, I'll not want. The version we're singing is from a paraphrase by Thomas Sternholt from over 100 years earlier, who together with John Hopkins created the first widely used English metrical psalter, known subsequently as the Old Version. The music is by Thomas Clarke, a Canterbury shoemaker, and undoubtedly one of the best composers of what we now call the West Gallery tradition of hymns and settings composed for parish church use, or as Thomas Clarke called them in his 1805 collection, parochial or country choirs. It's from one of these early editions that Nicholas Markwell, our hymn expert for these projects, has regenerated the score. It's a lovely piece. It's a real favourite, and I think it brings so much more out of Psalm 23 than the tune we're all so used to, lovely though that is in its own way. This one has also got plenty of interaction between the instruments and the singers. So first thing is, please make sure you are watching the correct video. This one is for the instrument players, so if that's not you, go back to the playlist and find the one that you need. Now, a few remarks about how to record yourself. Some of you have done this many times before, and if you're very confident about the process, you can skip this section by moving forward in this video to the point shown on the screen. Now, this video displays the music and also plays a guide track that you will hear has got a click track on it to keep you in time. Listen to this video via headphones and record yourself on your smartphone or your computer. Only audio is needed, we don't need video. If you are using a smartphone, please hold it a little bit away from you to minimize distortion. Now do please make every effort to avoid background noises, including things like ticking clocks or watches. And please try and avoid getting a hum or a hiss on your recording. Sometimes this happens if you place your smartphone on a computer which has got a fan. And also please make sure your recording is only of you singing or playing and does not have the guide track audible on it. Now, as this is a slightly longer piece with 5 verses, if anything goes seriously wrong, particularly in the later part of the piece, it's not absolutely necessary for you to do the whole thing again. You can just keep going, rejoin at the next verse, please keeping the tempo and everything going so that any subsequent verses are still in the correct time, and then just re-record the verse that went wrong at the end. Send them all in and we'll stitch them together. So now we're going to get ready to play this piece. There are 5 verses, all sung in full 4-part harmony, and we're going to repeat the last 2 lines of the final verse. Now firstly, there's a gathering note to help you orientate and to help those of you who need to just to tune in a bit, and then the click track will give you a whole bar before you come in. And the piece starts with an introductory symphony by the instruments, and then there's a short symphony in the middle of each verse and between the verses, and then there's a coda at the end. Now, tenor instruments, if you can, please play the symphonies at the treble clef pitch, so that might be an octave higher than you normally play. It's what Thomas Clarke wrote, it's what he would have wanted. Not the verses, stay with the singers, play as normal, but for the symphonies, if you can, please play them at the treble clef pitch. If you can't, play them wherever you can. Overall, please observe the dynamics as written. There's a quieter part in the middle of each verse. And generally play this smoothly and beautifully. It's almost like chamber music. It's a lovely, smooth piece. Please play it with that, like that. And there's a gentle, steady rallentando at the end of the coda, which you're all very expert at doing now. Just follow the clicks, which will double in frequency, and then they will slow down and bring you into a safe and happy landing. Now, verse 3 is going to be unaccompanied, and this will show on the score as it comes up. And the symphony in the middle and at the end of verse 3 is for recorders only. So if you have any recorders, please get them out and join in with us and play this. Now, if you've already sung or played the whole piece once or twice on something else, you can also just record these two symphonies within verse 3 and at the end of verse 3 on your recorders, and that would also be a super contribution. And if you're not a recorder, you can just sit this one out and don't play at all during verse 3 or at the end of it. So you may want to watch the rest of the video and have some practice sessions, but when you're ready to start, come back to this point of this video, start recording now, and get ready to perform the bright and uplifting "My shepherd is the living Lord, nothing therefore I need. In pastures fair, near pleasant streams, he setteth me to feed."